This fan came running up to me and went, "Oh, Flea, I just wanted to tell you, oh!" Like that, and I was sitting there, and I jumped up and I said, "Get out of my face, you bitch!"
There were two settings for the Red Hot Chili Peppers in the late 80s and 90s: hyper-articulate philosophy and absolute unhinged chaos. If you think their music was wild, their zero-filter interviews were a completely different beast.
Let's do it. Here's John.
Anthony Kiedis is out here trying to explain the musical intricacies of funk rock, while Flea is actively fighting internal demons in a clown wig. This man literally could not sit still for 5 seconds. Most musicians just answer the questions, but Flea chose to transform into a literal live television gremlin. Look at Anthony completely ignoring the absolute chaos next to him. He was entirely used to it by this point.
Jams that we got off on heavily, we thought that he'd be a good choice. As it turned out, he wasn't the perfect choice. He had sort of gone limp by the time that we got together with him, and we were.
Asking the Red Hot Chili Peppers a normal interview question in 1989 was a dangerous game. They didn't even need to speak one look, and they instantly synchronized into full broken robot mode. The interviewer just wanted a simple answer about their Stevie Wonder cover, but Anthony and Flea decided to hit them with a coordinated villain laugh instead. The level of disrespect is honestly art.
Stevie Wonder's Higher Ground, chaps.
I've got it right. That's the most ridiculous question I've ever heard. Why would we, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, cover Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder?
We had a choice.
Anthony Kiedis perfectly encapsulated the zero-filter energy of the era. One second, he's talking about deeply altering people's lives through the power of music, and the next, he's completely pulling the rug out from under the interviewer.
George Clinton said, is he one of your main men in music?
Yeah, I think he's one of the greatest musicians of this entire century.
Why is he?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because he sucks.
With a classic, sarcastic punchline about one of his biggest musical heroes. Never ask a rock star to explain their praise. Joining the Red Hot Chili Peppers in 1989 meant your initiation phase was getting absolutely roasted on live TV. Anthony and Flea spent an entire segment calling a teenage John Frusciante a clueless virgin. They had the exact energy of two chaotic older brothers who love you, but will absolutely ruin your reputation in front of a camera. Fortunately, poor John stood his ground.
John Frusciante, better known as the Green Man, Greenie, Green Beans.
Why do you call him Greenie?
Because he's just green. I mean, if you look at him, you can tell that he really doesn't have any idea what he's doing. He's a 19-year-old trapped in a 15-year-old's body. He's a virgin.
Thank you very much. My best friend, ladies and gentlemen.
And, he's got green teeth. He's got green eyes. He's green, but we love him green.
And who is...
You can tell John fully passed the band's vibe check when he didn't even hesitate to join Flea's slow-motion nightmare. While most bands use airtime to promote albums, these two pretended their internal batteries were operating at 5% capacity. They didn't just share a brain cell. They dragged it down to half speed like two malfunctioning video game NPCs.
Proud, privileged, and honored to be part of a TLM production. That's all I gotta say, and I love you very, very much. I love you. Let's not forget who I am.
Flea went from calmly explaining a story about beans and rice to screaming at the top of his lungs in under 3 seconds.
And I said, I'm just going to sit here and eat my beans and rice and relax for a nice 10 minutes of beans and rice and sitting.
The man fabricated a whole fake scenario just to scream at an imaginary 97-year-old man on live television.
And I was sitting there and this fan came running up to me and went, "Oh, Flea, I just wanted to tell you, oh!" Like that, and I was sitting there and I jumped up and I said, "Get out of my face, you bitch!" Like that. I just really cracked for that minute.
But Anthony's deadpan delivery at the end is what makes this duo unmatched. Flea's intrusive thoughts won the round, and Anthony was just there to finish the job. Flea literally could not exist in a public space without finding a way to make it weird. A routine airport announcement starts playing, and his immediate instinct is to treat it like an invitation to perform a dramatic, unhinged theater piece. He's delivering an automated intercom message with the sheer intensity of a movie villain's final speech.
Thank you for waiting, ladies and gentlemen. Japan Airlines Flight 61.
When asked why the Red Hot Chili Peppers performed wearing absolutely nothing but tube socks, Anthony Kiedis delivered a masterclass in pseudo-intellectual word salad. He kept a completely straight face, claiming his Harvard physics and philosophy background dictated the choice. Never let it be said that their wildest stage antics didn't have deep, scientific reasoning behind them.
The socks and the cocks routine, well, I don't know if you know this, but I was a philosophy student at Harvard graduate school for about 15 years before I joined the band. And after experimenting with physics for years on end, I determined that the misconceived fiscal indifference of the latter foresight, unforeseen by the individuals within, actually led to an incomprehensible demoralization of the further thought thereafter, and hence the sock on the cock.
You could never guess what mood Anthony was going to be in. One day he's doing normal press, and the next he looks like a literal movie villain, threatening to hunt down the camera crew. And the sudden jump cut to him face down in a back seat, with zero context, tells you everything about how they spent their travel time. If there was a camera nearby, Anthony was going to make it weird. Flea couldn't even check into a hotel room without starting a completely fake rumor. The level of commitment he puts into a fabricated bit is unmatched. Look at his face. He is dead serious about this November wedding.
This is my friend. She's my friend, and we're getting married.
My boyfriend.
We are getting married on November 28th.
Anthony Kiedis literally treated a casual trip to Tokyo like he was hosting a National Geographic special. If he approaches you on the street, you aren't getting a normal fan interaction. You are becoming a part of his social experiment.
It's the redheaded clan. They only come out during the winter. They speak in pantomime. I think this is the leader of the clan here. Hi.
Look at how long he held that handshake while aggressively questioning them about living on the edge. This is exactly why the camera crew should have never let him wander off.
So the elusive pandas, you notice the pandas, they're not that comfortable in the presence of other animals, so they try to elude us. Hi. Good afternoon. How are you? Oh, konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Nice to meet you. Is life good? Are you teenagers in Tokyo, living on the edge? Yeah? Pretty much? Oh, I want to know, do the shoes come with walking instructions? No instructions. It is a pleasure. Thank you.
You can tell a band has been through absolute hell and back together when one member does a full headstand on a coffee table mid-interview and nobody even blinks. Most musicians sit nicely in a chair to answer questions. Flea decides the furniture is a gymnastics apparatus. The sheer, zero-filter, chaotic energy of this band is perfectly summed up by Anthony Kiedis just casually watching him balance and saying, "Okay, carry on." If you ever wonder what it's like behind the scenes with the Chili Peppers, it's basically intense hair adjustments, interrupted by Chad Smith, letting out a laugh so manic it sounds like a cartoon villain who just successfully pulled off a heist. The sheer volume of that cackle is enough to startle anyone, but Flea just stands there, calmly fixing his hair like it's a regular Tuesday. Tour life isn't always wild after parties sometimes, it's just grown men getting aggressively competitive over a board game in a dimly lit room.
Here comes trouble.
If you ever want to see someone completely fail at manifesting their own destiny, look at this backgammon game. He gave a full-on prayer ritual to the dice cup, demanded a 5 with absolute certainty, and then immediately rolled the worst possible combination known to man.
What was that?
What's it called? What is it, a backgammon when a guy is still groveling up there when you get all your shit out?
If you want to see the incredible, lifelong chemistry between Flea and Anthony Kiedis outside of music, look no further than their iconic 1994 movie cameo in The Chase. Their comedic timing is completely seamless as they yell over a roaring engine inside a leopard print truck.
Now, when I give the order, you ram them hard into the guardrail, Dale. That'll stop them.
I'm a road warrior.
I know you are, Dale.
I am.
Time to stop those little yuppie punks, Dale.
Dude, are we going to be on TV?
You know we are, dude.
Amidst all the backstage madness, media trolling, and public chaos, the absolute heart of the Red Hot Chili Peppers has always been the unbreakable brotherhood between Anthony Kiedis and Flea. Seeing them hold a full-on embrace in a public lobby just to call each other stout-hearted knights tells you everything you need to know about their chemistry. If your best friend doesn't hug you like this and aggressively compliment your sturdiness in public, are you even actually friends?
Sturdy, stout,
He's sturdy bastard,
yeah,
dude.
sturdy, stout-hearted man.